Vega. Love that name.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Hey, how did you find out about us? I don't recall seeing you here before with that beautiful background.
Oh, thank you. It's my second time here. I was able to join you guys last Friday, with Corey.
Okay,
Yeah, so I was looking for a network like this, and I came upon you through the Facebook events, So I joined in and I enjoyed the first time. So
you're
over the
back.
weekend, I've been binging on all these videos that you have. I've seen you talk as well, and Felicia. And for some reason, Felicia requested to be my friend, so I added her as my friend now. So we're friends now.
Okay, wonderful, my friend. Wonderful, wonderful. What does that say behind you? Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, the house dog,
I got
Karen every key. Yeah, and my company
love it.
logo.
How long have you been in real estate?
Uh, Long story short, I got my license back in 2006. But I worked part time. I was a ER nurse back then. I was working in the
Oh wow.
ER. So when the crash happened, I wasn't able to adjust to it. So at 2011, I decided to kind of like focus on my career. So I just coming back. To be honest, around March is when I started.
March of 2025.
Yes, of this year. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was lucky enough to be able to do my first listing. Uh, I started in March, and then around April, I was able to talk to this guy who's fixing his house. I approached him and I said, "Hey, sir, are you applying to sell this house?" And he said, "Oh yeah, but I have a realtor already." I said, "I'm your neighbor. I live down the street. So in case something uh, you know uh, happened, please keep in mind." And then all of a sudden, he pulled me in. He showed me his house. He's very proud of what he's
Wow.
done in the work. He's an investor actually. He never lived in the house. He's just renting it out for the past 30 plus years.
So you literally just knocked on a door or
No,
passing
no, I saw
by.
him. I saw him outside, and then I talked
Yeah,
to him. Yeah,
and he
yeah,
happens to be the
and
investor and the flipper.
yeah. He is the actually investor, and the contractor who's fixing the house has a real is the wife of the husband of the realtor
I'll
that
be
she's
darned.
supposed to be working in. Yeah,
So he
but I
brought you
showed
in,
her.
and what happened?
No, I just showed her I just showed him my value that for him because he live in Roseville, I live in Fremont where the house is. But that's about 2 hours drive, right? The convenience of me being next door. And he said, okay, I think let me talk to my wife and let's see if she's okay with it. Because the other realtor will not do staging, photography for him.
Wow.
And I said, well, we can work with we can do that. I mean, yeah, he gave me the listing. So
Congratulations. That's wonderful. Great story.
yeah, thank
So
you.
that happened a month after you got back into the business.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you sold that home?
Yes, in 9 days. 9 days. It was in the market. No, no, no open house. No open house. Just a broker tour. One
Really?
broker tour. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So you sold the house. What's the plan now? And let me back up a little bit. I apologize. My name is Paul.
Oh yeah, I've seen your
So,
video, Paul. Yeah, yeah.
okay. So I'm the perspective coach. I look at things differently. I see things differently, and I attempt to help you make money in different ways. So I'm asking you questions, listening for the opportunity to help build your business. I'm assuming, unless you tell me otherwise, you're coming to this environment because you're thinking, hey, is the senior space a space I want to get into? Is that a thought process for you?
Exactly, because I was trying to find a niche where I can put together my healthcare background with the real estate. So I think this is the perfect one because given my healthcare background, right, I dealt with the seniors, in their critical needs medically, right? Because back home in the Philippines, I was a medical doctor. I practiced there for 10 years before
Okay.
migrating to the US, and
Okay.
I practiced here as a nurse, ER nurse, and eventually last year I decided to leave the corporate world. I mean, I said, tomorrow's my birthday. I'm going to be older again, so I said I don't want to get old in this job because, especially after COVID, COVID kind of like very stressful time, for healthcare workers. A lot of
Change things.
doctors,
Yeah.
nurses
Change things.
quit. Yeah, so And I always love real estate, you know. So I said, okay, let me go back to real estate and see what's out there. And after that house that I was telling you about, I was lost because yeah, my brokerage is in support. There's a lot of training and all that stuff, but I have so many distractions around me. You know, like go after buyers, go after expired, go after FISBO, all these things, right? So I said, yeah, a lot of distractions. So I have to kind of like focus. I said, let me go back and find a niche. And then my broker said, hey, there is a senior real estate specialist designation training that the board is sponsoring, you know. So I signed up last month, and no, I signed up in August 6th to be exact. So August 6th, I got my designation, and yeah, I've been trying to look for this kind of networks, you know.
Okay. May I share some ideas with you?
Please, yeah.
Okay. How many fingers am I holding up?
5, right? 4.
So here's my point. You don't have an issue with focus. You mentioned that a couple of times. You don't have an issue with focus. You can see fine. Again, being a perspective coach, I see things differently. I hear things differently. Focus isn't the issue. You did mention there's a lot of distraction with people telling you this, that, and the other thing, and you're trying to find a niche. So the first thing I want to share with you, at least from my perspective, you don't have a focus issue. It's just about putting your energy into whatever it is that you believe is the path you're to be on. And you're looking at different things like going to a buffet line. Have you ever been to a buffet where there's 10 different things to pick from? Right?
Yeah, I never get to get my money's worth in a buffet because I don't know what to eat. You know?
Yeah, but the idea is you're coming here to a buffet, right? The real estate industry is almost like a buffet line. There's so
Yeah.
many different lanes, so many different paths, etc. Where? So my suggestion to people is always look at every possible path and see what resonates with you. See what moves you, see what excites you about that. If indeed it is the senior space, the one thing I would back up a little bit is, and this is just my thought, you mentioned you're trying to find your niche multiple times as well, just like the word focus. Here's what I believe. And keep in mind, Ronaldo, these are my perspectives. They don't need to be yours. So I'm just sharing this with you. The thought process is I believe that you are the niche. I don't believe that the FISBO or the expired or the first time home buyer, the senior or the investor, I don't think that's a niche. I actually believe you are the niche. What I mean is this: when you perfect your ability to perform, you can then insert that or pick any lane you want and you will be successful. It is that simple. When you come to my calls, you'll notice that I don't put my energy into the expired or the FISBO or the senior, even though I'm part of the pack. I'm one of the owners, like, hey, this is the senior space. I'm like, okay, it has nothing to do with what I teach, because what I teach has to do with you. When you perfect you, you can plug it into anything. So I'm going to give you a very basic example of how I may be able to help you with what you've already accomplished. There are so few people that will do what you just did. See somebody fixing a house and walk up to them and start a conversation. Wow, that does not happen often. If I were to sit here and train everybody on walking up to strangers doing a home, it would be unsuccessful. Nobody would ever come back to any of my calls. I wouldn't even believe in that model. So what you did is profound because most people will not do that. Now, is there a market for that? Could you have done better with that? Did you build on top of that? I don't know any of that, but I'll share some ideas with you. You got a listing from an investor that you met. So let's talk about this for a second. My question to you is, did you enjoy that experience?
To be honest, it's a very rough experience. You know
Rough
why?
experience
Because
in what manner?
yeah, because this investor is also a real estate agent at the same time, but he's not practicing, you know. So what ended up happening is that he kind of like eventually micromanage every details of the listing, and he barely made an attempt to kind of like make me do my own, you know. At the same time, he asked too much favor from me, which because it's my first deal, I kind of like decided to work with him regardless, right? But it was tough, you know. It was a tough sale, but it showed me a lot of like be kind of like understanding on where he's coming from, because he want to do 10-to-1 exchange, right? His time constraint and all that stuff, right? So I understand where he's coming from, but he's just a very type A personality. Even the wife is kind of like apologizing on his behalf, but it is what it is, you know. I mean, regardless of how we were able to sell the house in 9 days after just putting it in the market, you know, get it
Yeah.
in contract, you
So
know.
let me ask you this: how much money did you make?
That's the thing. I have to split with my broker, right? It's a $1.3 million house. So I
Okay.
have a 80/20 split with my broker, and then I spent like $3,000 on the staging,
Okay.
and
And what was the total commission paid?
it's 20%, 80% of 1.3 is the gross commission. Yeah.
80%. So again, I apologize. You got 2% on 1 point.
Oh no, sorry, 2.5%. 2.5% is the commission for the seller listing site.
You broke up. I'm sorry, you froze for a minute. What was the actual gross paid out on the 1.3?
About 32,000.
And you got 80% of that.
Actually, I have to split that with my broker associate.
So of the 32,000, you got 16. Is that what you're saying?
I got 60% of that.
60% of that. Okay, hold on. Let me do the math. You'll see where I'm going in a moment.
Yeah.
So you got 19.2 minus your $3,000 of an investment. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. You said you sold it in 9 days. If you were to take an estimate, and we don't know this because you didn't know me beforehand to track it, if we were to take an estimate, how many minutes or hours did you put into that transaction?
If you will include the time that I'm doing him favors, like watering the
Yeah,
plants.
everything. Yeah, everything.
Yeah, watering the plants twice a week until we close escrow, which he decided to put the escrow longer because he wanted to buy his time, right? So we close in 9 days, but we have it on contract in 9 days, but we close escrow like it was like almost 45 days after.
Okay.
So instead
So
of 7 days, yeah.
would you say you invested 10 hours, 15
Uh,
hours,
oh,
20,
I would say more than that because if
40 hours? Did you do 40
yeah,
hours? Okay. You
easy,
ready?
easy.
Yeah. What I want you to do, Ronaldo, or anybody on this call, is tell me what job do you know of that doesn't require college can earn $405 an hour? Anybody? Does anybody know of a job that pays $405 an hour with no experience and no credentials, no college, no nothing? Ronaldo, when you say it was hard, it was stressful, it was a challenge, do you know how many people would jump through fire for $405 an hour? I want to put this into perspective for you. Here's why. What you did was incredible. I would knock on the door of every investor in town if I knew I could earn $405 an hour. And this guy was a pain in the rear. I'm okay with that. You might not be, but this is just helping me present to you a different perspective. Here's the thought process, right? Most people, when they go to college, they have to pay the school. You went to school and the professor paid you. Like, from my perspective, you got investor experience, which most agents do not get, shy away from, don't understand it, don't want to deal with it. You got investor experience and made $405 an hour. You never made that much as a nurse, my friend. I know that much. Now, my thought process is this. My question again, you have to figure out, was that worth it? You have to figure that out. I can't figure that out for you. I'm saying Paul Conti would do that because, gang, if you don't know this, I'll remind you, and this is for Kristen and Sherry more than Ronaldo because he's new. So I want you to think about this now. Think about this. When I say everybody is $1 million earner, every human being is $1 million earner. Some of us choose to earn it over 20 years. How much are you earning a year? $50,000 a year. Over 20 years. I want to make $1 million over 10 years. I want to make $1 million over 5 years. I want to make $1 million over a year. Gang, whether you remember this or not, I'm going to bring it to your attention. $486 times 40 is $1 million a year. That's $486 an hour is $1 million a year. So when I say to people, hey, everybody earns $1 million, just take whatever it is you earn a year and figure out how many years it's going to take you. If you do, just for the sake of example, you might make, I don't know, I'm going to say $35 an hour times 40 times 52. That's 72,000. And then you just divide that by $1 million and it'll tell you how many years you need to work. It's really that simple. You will achieve $1 million in earnings. The question is how quickly? How can you compress time? Well, $486 earned an hour is $1 million a year. Dear God, Ronaldo, you made 405 on your first transaction and you're complaining that it was difficult. The guy was annoying. He was oversightful. He was a pain in the butt. So, I mean, what are you expecting? What are you expecting? So the thought process, again, just putting things into perspective. There are people like Kristen Hunterman who is not in an area where every house is $1 million sale. Now, I know Kristen kind of well, and I got news for you. Kristen would probably tolerate some of the annoyance of a lister, of a seller, if she could make $405 an hour. Yeah, Ronaldo, perspective, my friend, perspective, right? Now, with that being considered, my next question would be, with this particular investor, stager, title company, did you order title for the transaction or did the buyer do that?
I did, yeah.
You ordered title. Okay. Did you stage the property or did you pay a stager?
I paid the stager.
Did you pay a photographer or not?
It's part of the staging.
Part of it. Okay. Okay. Now, if you want to break into the senior space, here is an example for you. My question would be, the title company you gave the business to, I want you to think about this. This is my perspective. That title company got to earn money from your hard work. Here's how I believe they can reciprocate and help you break into the senior network, the senior space. When somebody dies, they sell their home, sometimes going through probate, sometimes not. But my point is, every single time that happens, that attorney orders title. Every time. So let's do this. Go backwards over here.
Oh, no, here in California, I don't think the attorneys are doing the escrow here. It's the Fidelity title company. It's just a.
I understand. But the point I'm trying to make to you, Corey's from California. He'll validate this. I coached him and his team. It's the same concept. There is an attorney, an estate planner or a probate attorney that help with the will. They help with the trust. They help with the durable medical directives. They did all of that. When it came time to sell that house, they ordered title. My point to you is, this probate or estate planning attorney, estate planner, orders title. They order title. My point to you is this. If you would like to meet somebody that works with an awful lot of seniors, it would be the probate attorney, the estate planner, elder care attorney. Those attorneys work in the senior space. The person that knows those attorneys is the title company. The rep that you just gave a title order to, which by the way, about 65 to 70% of the title premium is profit. On $1 million, $1.2 million, they made a couple bucks, my friend. So the point I'm making with you is they just earned from your hard work. I don't need to thank you. I don't need the bottle of wine. I don't need lunch. What I need, title rep, is an introduction to the attorneys in town in the senior space, because that's where I'm looking to break into. So in reciprocity for the title order I gave you, that's what I need from you. Which attorneys do you know in town?
Actually, I just attended a lawyer mixer because I was in a senior community center, and one of the case senior manager was presenting, and I approached her and said, "Hey, you work with the lawyers, right? Do you guys do like a networking event?" And she said, "Oh, next week we'll have a mixer, you know. There's going to be a lot of lawyers there." So I went, and I met up with the firm. I brought my magazine, my brochure. I told them what I do, and now I'm working with the office manager to kind of like be their referral source. I said, I know a lot of seniors who might not have estate planning or will that I'm going to refer to you guys. So that's how I approach them. And I'm so lucky to win a prize because there's a raffle prize, and I won the first prize, a big prize. And yesterday, no, on Saturday, there was a walk for dementia, and I got invited, right? So I also met this firm. They sponsored like $100,000, you know. So yeah, I get to see them again and follow up with them. And I said, "Oh yeah, don't forget to give Wendy, the office manager, your digital copy of your marketing plan and everything, you know, so that we can work together." So I think I was able to build rapport with them, and also with other lawyers who attended. Their CPAs there, the financial advisors that I network, and I'm following up with them as well, you know. So
Okay, that is exceptional. Great job right there. So let's go a little further with that. We got a few minutes left.
okay, yeah.
What you have already started to put together is the assemblance of a team of people who you'll be working together with. Now think about this. The buyer that bought this property, do you know anything about them at all?
Oh yeah, he's in Roseville, right? So the what happened is he bought a house in Southern California because the daughter wants to be a doctor in UC Irvine. So we're still connected, you know. I still following up with him. He gave me a good review on Google and Zillow, and yeah.
Wonderful. So watch this now, right? So you have the buyer, and you already told me he has a daughter and gave you a great review. My question to you is, after he purchased this property, did he update his will?
I
You
haven't
wouldn't know
checked
that.
that, to be honest.
No,
Yeah.
that's okay. That's why you're coming here. Ronaldo, the idea is this. Think about this concept now. What you're doing with networking those folks is absolutely fantastic. Great job. You win them over because of your determination and your personality. There's no doubt, right? However, when you start to bring them business, you're not talking about the future. You're talking about the present, meaning the client that bought the home has a daughter and needs to update his will after he purchased this home. You could bring that client to your new attorney and bring him a gift of a client. What I teach always is you go first. You go first. When you meet with these attorneys, it's always about what could happen, when it should happen. When I meet the next person, no, I already have a client for you here. This is your client. Let me tell you how I did this, how I generated this. Oh, by the way, estate planner, probate attorney, financial advisor, do you know any investors that would like to buy and flip properties? I'm very good at it. Here's one I've already done and brought you a client because of it. They are more inclined now to get you in front of the real estate transactors when you brought them a client. Now, let's go back and look at this pain in the ass client that you earned $405 on that gave you a client to use as leverage with your new financial advisor and estate planner.
You're not spending
What? This is so awesome.
here.
Does that make sense, Ronaldo?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So the guy that was a thorn, you turned into a rose. Come on, brother. Yeah, so when I do things like this, I do what's called a client profile. I look at the picture. So when I'm giving you this perspective, I'm sharing with you the financial opportunities that are right under your nose that you created and are doing a wonderful job with. But right now, you got a guy that needs the services of the attorney you just met. And you both said, oh, we could work together in the future. And I'm saying, no, I got a client for you right now. I show up with clients all the time. It's not when, it's now. Now, right now. I'm doing it now. So if I'm you, Ronaldo, your action item could be, as you check in with this guy to see how things are going, hey, I'm just curious, when you made settlement on the new home, did you update your will to protect your daughter and your stuff? He'll probably say no, because 67% of the population doesn't have a will. The odds are always in your favor. 2/3 of the time, somebody's going to say, I don't have, and you're going to say, don't worry about it, I do. I'm going to help you accelerate those relationships that you're now building by making them money. The more often you make them money, the more you move up the ladder. They've got other realtors that know what they're doing. They've got other realtors in town, in business longer than you. They know other realtors. Why you? Because every time I talk to Ronaldo, he shows up with another client. Every time I meet this guy, he's got another client, and he does it in a non-traditional way because all my other realtors don't do what this guy is doing. Hey, Ronaldo, I got a lady right now. Her name's Mary Johnson. She's going on hospice. She's got to sell her home. Can you come and evaluate this home? That's how it works, Ronaldo. If you want their intention, you've got to get their attention. I just showed you how to do it.
Wow, that's great. Awesome.
Any thoughts or questions for me, my friend? Sherry and Kristen, you guys have heard this kind of before, but when I take someone that I've never met and analyze it and then find the financial opportunities, you guys can do the exact same thing. I don't run from this. I run to it. It's all I do every day. I take a stranger who's never talked to me and I find money for them. When it makes sense, we should be working together. When it doesn't, we go away. Ronaldo, any thoughts or questions about today?
Yeah, it's very powerful the way you presented it to me. The problem with me, I think that time was that I have this motto, right? Q-tip, quit taking it personal. That kind of like made me survive. Yeah, quit taking it personal, Q-tip, right? So that made me survive
That's
medicine,
fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. That's my motto, right? But in this particular moment, because I'm kind of going back to the real estate, right? So when this happened, I took it personal in a way. What I should detach my emotion out of that, transaction, because it's a business transaction, right? But eventually, we kind of like agreed, and yeah, he basically is now a connection. The wife and him, I always greet them, hey, how are you guys? Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day, So we're in contact. So he's a good guy, to be honest with you, but he's just kind of like very micromanaged, and that's his approach,
I'm never going to tell you not to work with people like that. That's a decision you need to come to a conclusion on. The thought process is, and again, the way that I see it is, most people have to pay to go to college. You went to school and the professor paid you, and he was hard on you. He was supposed to be hard on you. And then you met me, and I'm showing you how you could take what seemingly was difficult and make more of it. I would be asking this guy, how many more flips do you want to do this year? Because I'll be on the lookout for you. And when I go to these types of meetings, I'm going to meet divorce attorneys, bankruptcy attorneys, foreclosure attorneys, and somebody else is going to want to sell their house as is because they got to get out. So you let me know specifically what you're looking for, and I'll keep my eyes and ears open. I'm using him as leverage to build my company. He doesn't know that. And I'll happily accept $405 an hour in the process. Ronaldo, take my phone number down, please.
Yeah.
856 905-7040. My name is Paul Conti. Call or text. If you want to have a follow-up conversation, we'll chat a little further. I'll see how I can help you. Otherwise, you're only going to see me every Monday on this call. But if you want to chat a little bit and explore more of this type of stuff, more than happy to do that for you. Really
Thank
nice
you,
to
Paul.
meet you today. Thank you for coming, my
Yeah,
friend.
same here. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Sherry and Kristen, have a great day. God bless everybody. See you guys.
Hey, guys. Thank you.